Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. Are West Ham winning the league? Are West Ham the greatest team of all time? To my right is Lucas, and we're here to discuss West Ham United 2, Bournemouth nil, the destruction in Atlanta. Lucas, what are you saying?
I'll be honest. That match was it was very entertaining. In terms of if I was to picture it as a mutual, I think it was a pretty decent match, especially for preseason. But yeah, still one of those where like I don't know what to make of it, like where we are currently. You can make the obvious statement that there's still a lot of work to be done, but again, just like Everton, I think there's some positives to take out of it. But today, I think there was a bit more positives.
Right, I'm going to start off at the beginning. So I just watched it, like you have. I watched it with Tone. Shout out to Tone from Hammers Football TV. I thought the first 10 minutes was fucking awful, mate. I mean, we should have
we couldn't take the ball off.
Yeah, we couldn't get the ball off them. We couldn't get near them. We could have easily been 2-0 down. They hit the post. We was all over the place. Listen, the result is good. Like the way we played, like we got the result, and it's a pre-season friendly, and results don't matter. I'm a bit worried about the start of games, though. And this is the thing, and I'm going to say this quite openly, right? And I'm going to sort of lay my cards on the table tonight. This is why I'm screaming at Sullivan to give Potter the fucking resources, because he goes out and finds a person like Malik Diouf, who I thought was excellent tonight. What did you make of him tonight, mate? Because I thought he was excellent.
How do I want to try and use the right words, because I don't want to discredit or discourage his performance at all, because his crossing was absolutely out of this world.
Yeah.
Like, mate, hit that left leg, the left peg, wow. Yeah. Unbelievable. But there are a few things today. I'm not going to say they worry me, but it's just one of those things when you do come from the Czech league, it is a big it's a bit of an eye opener when you're playing in the Premier League. And for me today, defensively, not the greatest in my opinion. And again, it's going to take time to adapt, in my opinion. And like playing in tight spaces, and I didn't think he was too good in like spaces today where he was getting closed down by one or two guys. And I'm not saying I want him to be like Paqueta, who is unbelievable at that, by the way. He was superb today in tight spaces. But like as time goes on, he's going to develop those habits and those skills playing in the Premier League. But mate, I see nothing but positives coming from him. Like I'm not gonna, me personally, I'm not gonna gas him to the moon, but like his crossing today, that's the type of skill and asset though. Like it almost doesn't. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter. You need to be exploiting that skill. And what you said, the first 10-15 minutes was absolutely dreadful. We couldn't take the ball off him, but Potter literally at like the 17th to 20th minute mark, he pushed both fullbacks completely up the pitch, and we looked so much better.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to give him some praise tonight, Potter, because he kept tweaking it, and I witnessed it firsthand with the camera angle that I had on my phone. I could see down of what he was trying to do, and there was in one moment, get me fucking words out. He was playing 4-4-2. It was 3-5-2. It was like he was changing it around to try and find the formula to stop them from having this press, which was just basically destroying us in the first 10-15 minutes. I do agree with you on that. Carry on, mate.
And again, like I said it with Everton, and I think today was very evident. Like the style of play and the pattern is starting to become so obvious in what we want to do. And I do think if Sullivan lets Potter bring in the players he wants, regardless if they're expensive, inexpensive, whatever, if you let him bring in the players he wants, I really do think the way Potter wants to play can thrive. Because I thought Todibo was pretty good today, and I'm like one of his biggest critics. I thought he was pretty solid today.
I thought he was okay, not great,
solid.
But yeah.
No, I'm not going to say he was amazing because I don't think he was, but I thought he was solid today.
Yeah.
And I thought Kilman put in a bit of a shift. He blocked about 10,000 shots today.
Yeah. Before we move on, because I want to get to Kilman, smash a like on the video goes a long way. And if you're new around here, subscribe to E20 Zone
Such a
TV.
like for the diabolical ref today. That's
Yeah.
And you know what? I've seen him ref about 1,000,000 times. He refs CONCACAF all the time, and sadly, he is like the best CONCACAF ref and like MLS ref. But he's absolutely terrible. He can't. He could never ref in the Prem.
Well, I'll tell you what, the yellow card he gave fucking Potts was diabolical and all, but we'll get to that later. I thought Kilman had a good game today. I thought he was solid. I thought he got stuck in. He brought the ball out a few times. I thought he was all right. Debo, I'm a bit mixed with. I thought he was okay, but I think that with me,
with him, with him in this system, it's always going to be strange because there's going to be matches where like there's going to be matches he plays the ball out of the back superbly, very composed on the ball. But it's, again, as a defender in a back three, I'm going to be looking at you as a defender, and you've got to defend. I don't care how good you can play the ball as a center half, because that's not your job. But obviously in this system, that is, I would say, 60% of his job is to be composed and play good passes. But I don't know. Again, that's just my opinion.
Right. So let's go to the goal. Krug's goal. What are you saying?
Diouf, absolutely brilliant. And even before that goal, that bit of play from that Pot started, laid it off to Paqueta, played a little 1-2 or whatever. Absolutely brilliant. But the goal, that cross is something special. And then even, I think it was the cross after the assist when Paqueta just laid it back off to him and he just fucking put his foot into it first time.
Tell you what, that's what I like about the kid. Because he doesn't even get it out of his feet, right? Sometimes he gets it first time. Sometimes he does get it out of his feet and then he just unleashes across. One thing with this kid, which I'm going to praise him up, is he's good in all departments by the looks of it. He knows how to defend, right? There was a chance in I think it was the first half, where they're counter-attacking us. I think it's 2-on-2. And instead of him getting drawn to the ball, he covers the space. And the ball comes across and he clears it.
Again, with him, it's kind of going to be like a bit of Potts for me. If Potts does end up playing a lot this season, it's just going to be more of like the situational awareness. I don't doubt the skill at all. I think they both have it in their lockers completely. But you just can't throw someone into the deep end really and expect them to be amazing. And most of that to me is all situational awareness and knowing where to be, how to play when you're in that situation. And I think with Diouf, I think he'll pick it up quite fast. Yeah.
Listen, I hear you on that. Right, let's come to midfielders. Right, obviously, I thought Wan-Bissaka was okay, but there's no real point.
I thought he was dreadful today, to be honest.
I did see in the WhatsApp group of the E20 WhatsApp group, it was pinging, and I see the word laziness. So I will come back to that. Right, let's go midfield. What did you make of Freddie Potts?
I thought he was. Again, I don't try to like gas anyone up in preseason or anything like that, because these matches are so completely polar opposite to a Premier League match. But these are the type of preseason matches you want, and I think supporters want, because this is the closest thing we're going to get.
Yeah, but I thought today was very close to being a Premier League match.
I thought Everton, even though it was not the greatest of matches, I thought Everton and this match today were very like. Everton was a bit more of a friendly, but a step up. But today felt like about as close to a Premier League match as you can get. And I thought Freddie Potts was very good. And again, I'm not going to blow smoke up his ass because I want to see it when it counts. But like for me, I want to see him start Sunderland away personally. Like if I could choose my midfield three, I want Potts, Souček, Paqueta. That's me.
Right. Question to everyone in the chat also, is he ready to start? Is he ready for Sunderland away, first game in 13 days time?
And Bournemouth are good, by the way. I really rate them.
They are good,
today, and even Everton, I think Everton are going to be good this season as well, but they weren't that great last match. But again, he's put in two good performances against two good sides. And again, in my opinion, other people could think they're shit, but I think it's not even for me if he's ready or not. I would just much rather see him than Alvarez, to be honest with you. Even James Ward-Prowse to a point, who
Yeah.
People may disagree. I didn't think James Ward-Prowse was that bad today. I think it's evident that his pace isn't there. He's obviously not the most athletic, but I didn't think he was that bad today. I thought his passing was very positive today.
I'm going to say this, right? I think if Freddie starts, we've got to back him because there's going to come a time where there's going to be a game where he's going to get roasted by a team. Yeah. So all I'm going to say is this. Yeah. I think he's ready. I think he should start. But if he has a bad game, let's not all go in on him, right? Because he's going to have a bad game, the kid. He's not going to be a fucking...
Of course. It's the same with Casey. We can't ride him off completely yet because of one bad match. But, Stuart, I totally disagree. I think James Ward-Prowse passed the ball forward so many times today. Way more than normal.
I thought first half he was shit, mate. Ward-Prowse. There's a second half.
Come on, mate. There's a difference between being shit and not, like, getting the ball or really doing anything. He didn't really see a lot of the ball. I don't feel, and I don't know about anyone else, but I don't feel he does enough to influence the game from midfield. No, I agree. And
you know what I'm saying?
For me, again, I don't know how to explain it. People could say that I'm a James Ward-Prowse lover, which I do. I love him. But I do think to a point he is instructed to play a bit more safer than others. But again, that's just my opinion. But I do agree with like what you're saying and what other people do say about like his athleticism, and he does pass the ball backwards a lot. But again, you can't always pass it forward. But again, I understand that. Like today, I thought he played some dynamite passes today in certain situations. But
he does the odd pass, but he doesn't do enough.
I get it, and I do agree. Like if we could replace him with an 8 who is just an absolute elite athlete, can track the ball down, can win the ball back, can pass it, can dribble, take it forward, I would take that all day. But again, I don't know. All I'm saying is I didn't think I thought he was all right today.
Jim Baker comes in with that, exactly what you just said.
I agree. I totally agree, but I don't know. I thought James Ward-Prowse was pretty solid today.
Right. Let's talk about Lucas Paqueta. Some people were saying that he had a good game. What did you...
Shit. Sorry. I didn't want to read the comment, but Alvarez is shit. I would much rather play James Ward-Prowse over him.
Lucas Paqueta, what are you saying?
I thought he was good again today. When in tight spaces, he is brilliant.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, if Malik Diouf can even get a smidgen of Paqueta's skill in terms of tight spaces, being closed down 2v1, getting a pass off to a teammate, he's going to be brilliant. But Lucas Paqueta, I'm not gonna say he's back again. I'm not blowing smoke up anyone's ass in preseason.
I'm gonna be straight. I've seen 2 games with him where he's been consistent, and I did say it the other day. I said this summer sort of series will tell me if Lucas Paqueta is coming back. I think he's as close to being back than he's ever been.
Sunderland away will 1000% tell me, because let's be honest, we're in America. We're playing our past 2 matches in a row. They've been the early match. There's been no one in there. But Sunderland away, when that place is sold out,
right,
and the place is electric, everyone's on top of you, that's when you'll know.
I think he is as close to being back than he's ever been. I haven't seen him as confident as he is right now. I feel like I think we can all agree on this. The weight of it seems like it's firmly off his shoulders.
Yeah,
he looks like he gets the ball down. He's always looking for that pass. I agree with you. Sunderland's the key one. Do you know what I mean? If he goes to Sunderland and flops,
I'm just saying, you like obviously you can tell a weight has been lifted off his shoulder.
Yeah,
but I think it's easy to say that when you're playing preseason matches in America when there's like not a lot of people in attendance. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when Sunderland away comes calling the stadium a light, and the lights are at its brightest, and the support Sunderland is all down you, like that's when you'll know. But I think he's been very good the last 2 matches, playing up top in a 2, dropping into the midfield. I think he's been very good, and long may it continue. I hope he elevates it a bit, just because again it's preseason and you can't take it fully on.
Right, I'm going to speak to you about Jarrod Bowen. Good goal, second half. Good cross from Malik.
That shank.
Yeah,
that was absolutely dreadful.
The shank weren't good. Right, I'm going to ask you something. And yeah, again, I'm gonna get the chat involved in this and all. Do you think that position that he played in the first half as like the box
No.
10 is the right thing for him? I don't believe it is.
For me, if Jarrod Bowen is not playing on the right wing, on the right flank, you're not getting the best of him. Like,
Yeah,
we're not
I
like, I'm
agree.
not going to argue with anyone and say that he doesn't have the clinical finishing of a striker, because he does. He might have a better finish than most strikers in the league, but
Right.
you are not using him to his fullest capabilities, because I feel like in this 3-5-2, we're just banking on getting the ball to him in the correct spot so he can score, if that makes sense. As Jarrod Bowen, that's not fully him. Like, can he do it? Yes, but at his best, absolutely not. His best is when he receives the ball on the right wing, cuts in, puts a cross in, cuts in, goes
Yeah.
far post, and plays some 1-2s. And
I think if you're playing 3-4-3, you have to stick to 3-4-3 and not drop down into a 5-3-2. That's the thing where it loses me with me. I noticed so many times, especially in the first half. I don't know about yous, and especially you, Lucas, when you was watching it. The amount of times Krug and him kept swapping over. He was up front. He was the
and
main one, and Krug was
and
dropping
again,
deep.
Bowen is just one of those players where, like, he's not the fastest, but he's obviously not slow. And the
Yeah,
way that Fulcrum drops in as like a false nine, really, and even farther into the midfield,
yeah,
he's not gonna be able to play those passes that like unlock Bowen, because he doesn't have like the greatest pace in the world. But again, he's not the slowest guy going. So
mm,
I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one, but that's why I'm such an advocate for playing Lucas Paqueta out on the left. Like, if we were to
mm,
play a 3-4-2-1 or a 3-4-3, because he's just the type of player that he can easily just come in and out of the midfield to the wing,
yeah,
back in, and that's like the easiest adjustment ever for a 3-4-3 and a 3-5-2. If
mm,
you feel like you're getting overloaded in the midfield, he drops in. When you feel like you need to expand the pitch, you send him out.
yeah. I
So
completely agree with you, mate. The only thing I'm going to say is I don't like him in this 10-10 role, like, or this sort of just behind the striker. I feel like you keep swapping him over too much, and you're never getting the best out of him. I completely agree with you. Him as an inside forward coming in from the right is the right move at the end of the day. I'm not going to lie. Right, let's move on to. I'm going to go back back to the goalkeeper now. What's about Areola tonight, mate? Because he's yeah.
it's an issue, genuinely, and it's an issue for the back line as well, because even though I said I thought Tadiba was decent, I thought Kilman was all right. Aguerd, I'll be honest with you, I thought Aguerd was so anonymous today. Like, he didn't have a lot to do. He didn't like see a lot of action. But mate, that back line's communication is some of the worst I've ever seen in this sport. I don't really understand. And to me,
Mm,
I think it's an Areola problem, because I don't understand it. Like, goalkeepers, right? Out of everyone on the pitch, you would think a goalkeeper would be like the most like crazy or oddball out of the bunch, right? And he just has like no backbone. Like, there's
mm.
situations where like he needs to be yelling his lungs out, like, mine,
True.
mine, like, leave, like. And there was just moments today where it's just like, mate, I know it's preseason, but like, we need you to do that, because there was times Kilman, he got the ball back and he was just letting it roll back to Areola, and Areola was just like sitting there thinking that Kilman was going to pick it back up and turn around. It's like, no, that needs to be yours. And
Yeah,
credit to him, he did claim a corner today.
I see it.
But
I literally fucking applauded it on the watch line, mate. I couldn't believe it. It was like it was a fucking shock to me. Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's just, but again, I've had the opinion for a while that like, if we can just get in, like Ortega from City, one of the best distributors of the ball I've ever seen from goalkeeper. Like,
Mm.
if we were to get someone like him in, this
I'll
system
just.
cooked.
All I'm going to say on that, we'll talk about transfers at the end. Yeah, right. I'm going to talk about a few players who come on. Obviously, Lewis Orford come on for 6 minutes, and obviously Callum Marshall come on for 3 minutes. I don't agree with that. The game was done after 2-0. Why are they not coming on sooner? What's your thoughts on that, quick?
Mm, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't bother me really.
Yeah.
I think me personally, I think we've seen. I'm not. No, I don't. I'm not going to say that we haven't seen enough of like Orford and Marshall, but I don't know. Just in that kind of situation, it doesn't really bother me, especially with like the positives I took away from the match. Hopefully, because again, I'm not going to try and predict what we're going to see against Lille, but I want to see like a bit of the same. I want to see our strongest 11, and then hopefully, we're either winning or in some sort of position where we can see Marshall and some others play like 20 minutes, something like that.
The only thing I'm going to say on this is Callum Marshall should have been on the pitch well before. Like, Four Crew comes off, or Jarrod Bowen comes off on the 90th minute, the game's done at 2-0. And listen, Jarrod Bowen throwing himself around today, yeah? He goes sliding in. I fucking literally jumped up in the air on the watch along, and I was like, don't go and break your fucking legs, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but mate, that's him. He's going to do it. I would be more upset if he didn't do it, personally.
Yeah. Right, that's probably everyone that we've discussed.
But for me, I was really impressed with Potts again today. Thought he was good. Diouf. I mean, what more can you say? His crosses are absolutely fantastic. Again, there's just little things that he needs to work on. But the things that I'm saying, those are the type of things that could take him from being good to great.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Right, let's talk a bit about Potter. I'm going to go first. I thought the first 10 minutes was shit. Like, generally shit. And I was genuinely concerned. I was like, what is going on here? They're out of position. They don't know what they're doing. He did change it in game, as we've discussed. We managed to go 1-0 up. We get the second goal and we've won the game 2-0. What do you make of that with Potter?
I thought, well, first off, with the lineup, I was very happy that he played. Again, his opinion really is the only one that matters because he's in charge.
Yeah.
I think he played what might be his strongest 11. On paper, you could probably swap Alvarez with Potts, and by technicality, because of age and veteranship.
Well, let me put this to you.
The strongest on paper, but I think. Go ahead.
Let me put this to you quickly. If that team starts at Sunderland, are you happy with it?
Yes. There would only be one change I'd make, and it'd be Souček for Ward-Prowse.
So you're happy with that, like the back line, the wing backs?
I don't know who else we'd play, to be honest.
See, I do agree with you on this. The only thing I look at with that team currently right now, there's not a lot of change there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, really. That Potts' spot is the only one that for me is up in the air because, like, I get where people want to play Alvarez. I get where people want to play Souček. I get where people would want to play Ward-Prowse. But, like, again, each person offers you something different. Like, me personally, I don't want to see Alvarez for Potts or Ward-Prowse because I don't want to play a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-2-1, 3-4-3 with essentially 2 6s. Yeah. I don't think we'll be good with that. But Potts has shown that he can play 1-2 up the pitch. He can drive the ball a little bit and pass it forward, dribble forward. So calling him a 6 would be a bit of a disservice in this moment. Again, I don't know how he's going to look in the Premier League. But, again, tactically, it all really just depends what you want to see. Like, I want to see Souček just because I think the proof is in the pudding with Souček, personally.
I don't think, and I'm going to say this, and I hope I'm right, I don't think Souček's a midfielder that Potter's going to make. I think Potter's going to make him into this box crashing 10. Because the way I look at it is with Diouf.
But if we're not playing a 3-4-2-1 or a 3-4-3, how is he going to do that?
I think he's playing a 3-4-2-1. Yeah, so he's going to be in beyond the striker. And the thing is, when balls are coming in, right, and this is the only thing that I'm a bit concerned about with Diouf, Krug. That's it. If they stop the supply, we've got no ball to Krug. If you double up on Krug, then we've got no one who's going to score the goals, right? And because Bowen ain't going to score headers and many headers, right? So if balls are coming like crashing in, Souček is your fucking your box crashing midfielder.
That's all I was thinking about watching Diouf put the ball in.
Yeah.
Imagine Souček being in the box.
I can imagine that.
Another guaranteed 8 goals.
Yeah. Like, listen, is Souček the right man for the system? I don't think he is. I don't think he's the right man for midfield.
And this is the thing. I don't think, and this is the thing. I don't think Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, or Souček fit the system and what Potter wants to play. But if you take all 3 of those and you ask me who's the more consistent player and who offers you more, to me, it's Souček.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Right, so you're happy with Potter?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the lineup. Tactically today, I was also very happy with him. We saw a lot of different shapes today, and again, the patterns of play are becoming very obvious in what we want to do.
Yeah,
and if we can just get the players he wants to execute these patterns in this style of play, I think the season will not be so doom and gloom.
Right, I've got a question for you, son, and I've got a question.
Souček haters in the chat,
and I've got a question for the chat and all, and it's a joint question. Right, I want you. Well, obviously the Super Series or the Summer Series is done. Who's been the most disappointing player that you've witnessed in this Super Series? Who's disappointed you, or who did you think a lot of?
I'd probably say Areola. I think he looks worse.
It does a little bit, yeah.
Everyone else, I didn't think was like all that bad or got better or worse than what I already thought of him, if that makes sense. Like, to me, I don't think Ward-Prowse has really elevated or regressed. I don't think Souček's elevated or regressed. I don't think Bowen has elevated or regressed. Even Füllkrug, and all of them, like Areola would be my pick.
Yeah.
Guido in the chat is not a bad shout, but again, we already knew he was not good enough. So
yeah, the only thing I'm going to say with Areola, he looks like a man who's lost his confidence. I don't know whether Iron's Disciple's in here. I think he is, but Iron's Disciple was there in I think he was in New York or Chicago. I can't remember which one he was at, but he was there and he said his confidence looks shot to shit, Areola. So we need to go get that back or get a new keeper in. I think we're going to try and get a new keeper in. Right, who's impressed you on this tour?
Who would I rank the most impressive?
Yeah, most impressive.
I feel like Freddie Potts is such an easy answer, but like I want to, and even Paqueta to a point, I feel like is an easy answer. But again, with what he's been through in the weight that is lifted off of his shoulders, it almost does feel like a new man to a point. But again, we've seen the best of Paqueta, and we know that he can be that player. Just like at times he's incredibly inconsistent and takes risks that like are stupid. But I don't know. For me, I would say Potts. But again, I feel like that's an easy answer. But that's what I'm seeing.
I'm going to say this. I think Lucas Paqueta might be back. Yeah,
and Füllkrug shouts in the chat that is a good shout.
He looks sharper. He looks fitter.
The goal against Everton, obviously brilliant, and today he was pretty good. I really do worry about his pace, like dropping in so deep, because like when Antonio would do it, right, when he'd hold up play, Antonio could get back into play so quick in his prime, is what I'm saying, and even like 3-4 seasons ago, right. And even Bowen to a point, when he holds up and he plays it back into the midfield, he can plays it forward. He can get back into play very quickly. Füllkrug, he just doesn't have the pace, but he has the quality, obviously.
Yeah, I think Paqueta's back. Yeah, I've seen 2 games of him playing very well. I thought the game against Devon, I thought he was flawless. I thought today he was good. I think Malik Diouf, the more games he plays, the more he learns the system, the more he becomes comfortable and more confident. I think we've fucking signed a little gem there. Right, I really do. I like everything about the kid. I think Freddie Potts has had a good tour. I'm just a little bit nervous about him, but I think I'm only nervous about him because he's a young lad and I don't want him to foul. That's the only thing.
I feel the same way with literally every single player in preseason. Like, again, none of this matters until the first match.
Yeah.
So like, again, with Freddie Potts, like you just said, I feel the same way about Paqueta. I feel the same way with Fulkrug. I feel the same way with Diouf. I feel the same way with Agard to a point because he hasn't played in the Premiership in a year. So, like, yeah, I mean, it all matters. Sunderland away, and I'm just in that mood, or not mood, but I'm just in the state of mind now where, like, there's some players I would just rather see play and make mistakes than others. And with me, Freddie Potts, I want to see him play, and I think he offers something that this side has been lacking.
Yeah,
even if it is only preseason.
I think Callum Marshall has had a good sort of tour. Good start against Manchester United. I think he played, or Everton. I can't remember which one he played, but he played pretty well. Obviously, he scored the goal in Austria or Switzerland, I think it was, against Grasshoppers. So, you know, he's had a good run of it. But I'm just a bit concerned that maybe he might be in the shop window for a loan. That's the only thing.
Yeah, it really depends, because, like, we don't know what this Callum Wilson situation is gonna turn into, because again, with all the rumors coming out that he's on $6,000 a week, but if he makes an appearance, it's 54, which is like I don't know, like it's a bit nutty, but yeah, I think with the squad though going forward, really my only concern, I mean, that isn't obvious, is the back line. I think the most obvious issue is the midfield. But the back line for me, even if our midfield's good, that's like our next big problem, because just none of them are good in the air. Our wing backs are our best aerial winners, which makes zero sense, and the communication is just really poor. So I really want to get this midfield sorted out. Want to get goalkeeper sorted out as well, and yeah.
Where does Somerville fit? Well, let me put this to you, because there's some good questions in the chat, and also smash a like on the video. I've got over 200 people in the chat. It goes a long way. Where does Somerville fit? Where does Guilherme fit?
Probably where, I mean, again, it depends. Like, I'm not Potter is just not like a nailed on type of guy. Like, if this was like Moyes, right, and Moyes was playing a 3-5-2 in preseason, I would expect to see a 3-5-2 for the rest of the season. But with Potter, I just feel like he's very pragmatic, where like he's been playing a 3-5-2 all preseason to start off, and that's how he's been lining up. But I could easily see, like, if Somerville comes back, we go right back to a 3-4-2-1.
One thing I did notice with him last year, and I don't know whether anyone else agrees with me on this, but every time when West Ham were under pressure, he would spin it out, he would spin it around and go 4-3-3. Amount of games last year that I was watching West Ham, when West Ham wasn't playing well in the first half, second half, he'd come out and go 4-3-3, and we looked all right. What I'm hoping is this is his starting sort of system, and he knows how to work systems in systems. That's for another time, though. Do you know what I'm saying?
But no, I mean, that's Graham Potter, and that's what, like, entices me about him.
That's Potter, isn't it?
Yeah, right. And I just feel like, again, we won't know until Somerville plays, and hopefully, again, I'm not the biggest fan of the decision he made, because it just delays him getting back into the swing of things. But again, who am I to tell someone else how to live their life or take care of their body?
I'm going to ask you something, to round this video up. Where does Callum Wilson fit in this?
Sorry, what was the question again?
Callum Wilson, where's he fit?
Next to the water station on the bench.
I'm not saying anything.
Next to Potter.
I'm not saying anything, because it seems like if I say something about Callum Wilson, I'm not a real fan.
I don't know. Like, the whole topic is just toxic in itself. Like, if you were looking at this from strictly a financial standpoint, sure, it's a great deal, but I don't feel like there's much in return.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
But in terms of the player himself, it's underwhelming. Like, he's old. Like, to be fair to Callum Wilson, even though I genuinely dislike the guy, like, I've seen a lot of people wishing, like, ill will on him, which I do
Yeah.
not agree with. I feel like I'm in a bit of a unique situation with him because I genuinely just don't like his personality. I don't like the way he is, but I don't want his legs and limbs to break. Like I'm going to be backing him. I'm going to be backing him with gritted teeth. Don't get me wrong, because at the end of the day, he's at West Ham. He's playing in Claret and Blue. I want him to succeed. I want him to score goals. If he scores a 90th minute winner at the Stadium of Light, I will be there throwing my limbs around. Don't get me wrong. But like genuinely, I just do not like the type of person he is.
Right. I completely agree with you when you say about when people want to fucking kill him, basically. I can understand that, and I don't agree with that. My argument, and I'm going to sort of make this loud and clear tonight, because it seems like people get the wrong end of the stick with me, is that I'm angry with him being here because Sullivan gets away with it yet again. And Sullivan has basically turned around and said, right, Mikel Antonio's out the door. Callum Wilson comes in. He's probably going to get Mikel Antonio's shirt number. And I just feel like, where's the progression on that? And it proved it tonight. If you hand it over to Potter and Macaulay, they might be able to go and find someone. It all goes back to the pound note, and basically the money is not there for West Ham. That's the issue.
With that whole topic and all that, like, I don't mind people like plastering and promoting this petition that's going around. Like, I genuinely don't. But like at the end of the day, that petition is going to do fuck all if it gets 10,000 signatures or 100,000. Like, it's not going to do anything. The only thing that will happen to make change is action over words.
Well, basically, I was told the other day the only way you're going to get him out the door is if he drops down dead or he decides to leave.
That or a unified strike. Like, genuinely, again, the petition is all well and good, but that petition realistically isn't going to do shit. Like, you're going to need people to band together, leave a match at the 60th minute mark, or just not show up at all. And that's just the reality of it. Action over words. And ever since Burnley, there's been a lot of talking, not a lot of action.
Yeah. Any words for Mikel Antonio? It's official today.
Yeah. A bit of a tough one, really, because I'd rather pay Antonio 80 grand a week than see Callum Wilson, to be honest. And I think Antonio, for what he's done for the club, me personally, I think bringing him back one more year would have been the right thing to do. But then again, people that are looking at it from a football standpoint, footballing ability, again, I get where they're coming from, but he's given a lot to the club. He's scored a lot of important goals. He's bled. He's sweat for us. And he's been nothing but a class act of a player for this club, in my opinion. And he's one of my favorites. And to me, he's a legend. I don't care what anyone says. My opinion, call me delusional, call me dumb. Souček's a legend to me as well, if anybody cares. But Antonio to me, absolute legend. I love him to bits. And the fact that he is our final player that played at the Bowen and he's officially left is it's kind of a grim thought for me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's an end of an era. The one thing I'm going to say is it's two ways I look at it on this.
By the way, Steve, first off, I want to say sorry that I made you mad with that comment, but that wasn't like directly at you. There's literally 10 to 20 other people in chat that was directed to. I'm genuinely, I'm sorry if that really upset you. It wasn't directed solely at you.
Right,
I love your honest opinion. I love your honesty. I'm not being sarcastic or belittling. Like,
I know you're not, but don't get triggered by the chat. One thing I'm going to say is that, right, listen, Mikel Antonio has been a good servant to West Ham. I can't knock him at all. I feel like, to me, the way he's been handled by the club and they've been dragging this out, I think it's a bit of a joke. You should have made a decision on this two months ago. You should have made a decision basically after the Ipswich game and said, right, we're signing this geezer or we're not. If we're not, we're going to have to let him go, and then be prepared, right, to bring in someone new. This feels like, to me, that West Ham have dragged this out. He's dragged it out, and basically Callum Wilson's there and available, and West Ham have just gone after him. Now, The issue I've got is not really getting rid of Mikel Antonio, because I think it was the right time for him to go. The issue is signing Callum Wilson to come in and be the replacement when we should be aiming for younger, fitter, fresher players. That is where people are getting this sort of red with me. So I'm just going to make that clear. Mickey had to go, right? But you don't bring in Callum Wilson as the replacement.
And again, we're all jumping the gun a bit to a point, right? Because in all reality, what if it ends up being Fulkrug, Marshall, Wilson? It could easily be that. We just don't know yet, right? We got to see it first, but it could be that case. And if that is the case, right, if Wilson is our theoretical third choice,
yeah. But what happens though? And I'm going to swing this around onto you right now. What happens if Wilson takes Marshall's spot in the squad?
It all depends how he does it. If it's off merit, sure. Like if he's coming in scoring goals, fair play. Even though I hate him, and I'm gonna say that a lot throughout the season.
I know,
but because oh my god, don't even get me started on the signing PR stuff and all that from yesterday. He is one of the most sarcastic, snidey.
Yeah,
I digress. But if he overtakes Marshall in this theoretical pecking order, I think it will be off merit, and it will be for good reason. Even though we can all agree that we'd much rather see a younger, hungrier talent.
See, that's a good question from Dave Higgins there. Shout out to that man. If we're 1-0 down with 5 to go, who would you bring on?
Again, tough question. It's tough because again, when you're, it's almost an unfair question because comparing Callum Marshall to Callum Wilson, it's you automatically want to go with the person that has the Premier League prestige and is proven. But again, I would rather see Callum Marshall.
Yeah, but I understand that. But then people can't be screaming about lowering the age down and then accepting Callum Wilson.
I agree. But we also have supporters out there that are crying for the youth to play, and then they'll absolutely slate that player to no end. I saw that, and again, Twitter is not the end. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it's not the end all be all of opinion because there's way other. Yeah, there's so many more people that support this club that are not on socials. But from what I've seen, people were slating the absolute shit out of Casey, and it's but the people doing that are probably the people that are complaining that we don't play enough youth. And again, I want us to back whoever. Even if it is Callum fucking Marshall.
Well,
Callum Wilson.
Well, I got offered a bet earlier on, ladies and gentlemen. Someone offered me 25 to 1, right? That Callum Wilson doesn't get injured in the season.
Speaking of odds, West Ham were 2 to 1 today. Decent little punt.
Yeah, it was a good punt, I must admit. I didn't have on though. Is 25 to 1 a good bet for Callum Wilson not to get injured at all in the whole season? Lucas.
I mean,
someone offered it
in a match or just in general?
in a whole season.
Mate, if he gets injured, he's injured. He's injured right now, probably to a point.
Yeah.
We're all injured and hurt to a point right now.
Yeah, 100% trying to scam us. Right, we're going to make a move on that. Any final words from you, mate, before we make a move?
No, great summer series for West Ham, I think. The results, again, to me, never matter, but the play, the tactics, the feel around the club and the players. I feel like this summer series was very good. And selfishly, I will always be happy when West Ham come over to America because it's a nice, easy trip for me. And when you have so many supporters over here that genuinely do care about the club, I think it's good. And I think growing the brand to a point is good. And yeah, and again, for me, long may it continue because I love seeing him play in America. I love seeing everyone like me. People like seeing me come over to a point. A lot of people do hate me, whether you want to believe it or not. But I like seeing my mates come over to my country to watch West Ham because they get a new perspective. They get a taste of the nightlife, being an absolute drunkard like myself. on the night out. And yeah, I just, again, none of us support West Ham for the success and all that. To me, it's a big camaraderie. You mates for life, and it's something to bond over for the rest of your life. Literally, you could talk about it for 8 hours plus. And so I was happy with everything. And I'm not going to say I'm like incredibly confident going into the season, but I do feel a little bit better. I think Lille will be a good test, and obviously that will be a big determiner of what's to come.
I'm going to say this about the summer series. I want to thank everyone who's been in the chat over the last 3 games. Obviously, I've done a watch along on 2 of them, and basically the Man United game was an hard game to do. Like 12 o'clock at night, midnight, finished at fucking 2. I done an afterthought and a player ratings. That was hard. Yeah, I didn't go to bed till 4 o'clock that Saturday night. I was fucked. The Everton game was a bit lesser. I know it was only 11:30, but it's still half-hour difference. I want to thank everyone who was in the chat there, like who was there on that night when I was doing the watching on. I had over 2,500 people literally watching, so it was mental. And listen, we all love this club, whether you like me or not, or you think I'm a cunt. One thing with me, and which can never be questioned, is I love this club with all my heart and soul, and I just want the best for this club, like yous, like Lucas, like everyone. And I just, when I see Callum Wilson in the shirt, obviously I'm going to look at it and think, right, he's there to do a job for us and for me. Yeah, as long as he performs, I couldn't care less. But I do wish people would just stand back, look at the fucking owner, and go, why are you serving us up this shit? That's the only thing I would say. Right, I've been saying it for a long time, and I will continue to say it on this platform until the day I'm not here no more, or Sullivan comes and tries to nick me or something. Do you know what I mean? But you know, it is what it is.
I also want to echo thank you for all the support on the channel, all that. It's been absolutely buzzing lately. It's been very good. So shout out to all of you, and thank you for the support and all that. And when I'm over for Sunderland away to Forest away, I hope to see as many people in chat as possible. It'll be nice to be back over, and hopefully at least get me a win at Sunderland away. At least
I know,
I don't
mate.
expect much from Chelsea and Forest, but
well, you will be there. Thank you very much. Please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to E20 Zone TV, hit notification bell. I want to shout out to a man who come on the platform earlier on today, James. Go and watch the Have Your Say from earlier on today. Absolutely fucking brilliant. Shout out to that man. I think he lives in Australia. I think he come on the platform earlier on, and he spoke for half an hour. Listen, I want more people to come on this platform. The link's there. Come on, even if you don't like me, come on, have your say. If you want to challenge me on something, come on and fucking say that and all. Just come on, have your say about West Ham.
He means it, people. And again, we love all the channels out there. We respect all the West Ham channels out there. But in terms of getting people on, having their say, giving an opinion, whether it's good or bad, you're not going to find another channel like this one.
Yeah, well,
that will give you the opportunity to, like, literally, this is the perfect opportunity for you to just get all your anger out. If Fever, call him a twat, call him a prick, call him a waste man.
Yeah, all right, easy,
he'll
easy,
take it on the chin.
Fuck it up. I'm like the human punch bag. Everyone wants to go.
Hey, I mean, you live for a debate and an argument. So
fuck it, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'm a long time dead. Anyway, much love to you. Enjoy your Sunday evening wherever you are. West Ham United doing it in the US of A.